All right, so today's plan was supposed to be meet the excavator rental company at our land, get the mini excavator from them, have them explain to me exactly how to run the machine, and get to work. That's not what's about to happen. They called me 2 hours ago and said that they had dropped it off on the land, left the keys in it, and basically gave me a thumbs up and said good luck. So I'm gonna head over there, try to figure this out myself. Ooh, all right, well, I don't see a key. Oh, the key is in the ignition, and the ignition is back here. Why didn't you say that? Okay, seatbelt on. Okay. Okay, how do we raise the blade down there? There it is. Oh my gosh, I'm a professional! All right, let's get it. Whoa! I got this. I'm literally the best. Okay, now that we got the machine figured out, let's get a proper intro going here. Welcome back to the Hunt Homestead. The last video was your introduction to this 5-acre plot of land that my wife and I purchased for our family's future. The goal is to build a home on it, a shop on it, all kinds of stuff that generates some cashola. Before we can build any of that, we've got to rip out everything. All of the trees, all of the cactus, everything. All right, so I tried to get as much footage on day one as I possibly could. I was only able to work from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock because, like I said, I got off of work and my children decided to show up, and I gave a bunch of excavator roller coaster rides to everybody in the family. My son is walking up to me right now. Stay right there. What's up, boy? What do you think, buddy? What do you think?
This is excavator too.
Yeah? Look. So as you can tell, we got nothing done. But there is good news. I did eventually negotiate to hire an employee, and he said he's gonna take over from here. Hey brother, you clearing up this land or what? How much you gonna charge us to get it all cleaned up? $2? All right, $2 an hour or $2 in total? An hour, okay, that's a pretty good rate. And it's gonna be no trees anywhere, right? All right, you gonna burn all the brush? You gonna get rid of everything? No, that's gonna be on me, I have to do that myself? All right, I trust you. Handshake deal. Well, I've done all I can do today. Obviously, I can't see anything. If you watched this video and thought, why would he wanna move out into the country? Just take a listen and you'll hear the answer. Good morning on day 2 of clearing 5 acres with absolutely zero knowledge of how to do so. Let's just go over a few things that I learned yesterday while running the Mini X. It took me a while, but I figured out that the blade on the front is not just for smoothing out and flattening the dirt. When you're running the machine and running the arm, if you'll set that on the ground as kind of like an anchor, you won't wobble so much. Also, I was spinning the bucket, you know, to hit something over here and not facing the treads towards that specific tree. And there was a lot of wobble that way too. So what I'm doing from now on is always facing the machine directly at whatever it is I'm working on. So these foot pedals, they go back and forth, left and right, you know, your joystick up and down at this joint here. This joystick is out and back at that joint here. You've got open and close on your pneumatic thumb right there. And then if you go left and right, you got open and close on the actual bucket as well. If you're experienced, you'll probably notice that in a lot of the footage from yesterday, I was just kind of bringing the arm down, hitting the ground, and then pulling the arm back, as opposed to sending the arm out, tilting this bucket to dig, and then pull in. Towards the end of the day, I started figuring it out, pulling, digging, and then pulling up instead of just running the arm through. We're gonna focus on that and try to get a little bit better. So let's just get to work. Day 2 was way more productive than day 1. I logged 9 hours on the excavator and got a ton done, and I feel like I'm getting better by the day working this bad boy. I've been getting really frustrated because I'm not able to get all the roots all the time, but when one of these comes out, it is a very, very satisfying deal. That is all root, baby. Hello. It is day 3 of clearing the land. And it's also Thanksgiving, and I just ate a huge meal, and I'd rather be napping. The shiny, exciting portion of land clearing has passed. I'm over it. It's pretty physically strenuous, and now it's got to the point where it's boring. So I've got 10 hours on the excavator. We paid for 40 total, so I've got 30 more to do, and the land is nowhere near clear, so we gotta keep ripping. Day 3 was a lot like day 1. Family time because obviously it was Thanksgiving. And I even got the wife running the excavator, which was awesome because my back is aching from sitting for so long. That's a lot of dirt in there, Mama. This is where my shop's gonna be, so I appreciate you putting in some work for me. Honestly, all the women in my family are amazing. Look at my daughter actually running the machine from my lap. I'm just gonna put all the family to work and sit back and relax. Here's actually a little day 3 progress on how I'm able to fluidly use the machine. Getting better at actually digging out the trees from their roots has given me time to help prioritize actually filling the holes back instead of making just a big mess out of everything. So up until now, I've just been tearing stuff up, as you can tell. I'm gonna try to make a path right through here because we're gonna have a greenhouse studio up here. You can kind of see like the dirt's pretty bare over there. So I've got to get rid of all of this junk here, kind of make a path where cars can travel so I can get lumber over there. Look at that. That's just a little sneak peek of everything that I've done. Day 4, the wifey came to help again, but obviously, in true princess fashion, she can run the machine, but she ain't filling up the gas herself. Do you have any problems?
I almost got stuck.
You didn't tip it or almost die?
I probably almost died, but I just didn't know it.
All right, I'm really proud of this one. We got a fence here, it's our front gate. We got the neighbor's fence here. This whole tree was stuck in this triangular little corner, and I got it, baby. I got it without hurting anything. Look at those roots. So I've been clearing the back of the property, and look what we discovered. Does anybody know what this is? We didn't at first. And then it became obvious. It's a well. It was not a part of the listing, which is probably a bad sign. They would have said, hey, we have a well, if it was a working well. I'm gonna drop something in there and we're gonna see if we hear a splash. See what happens. That sounded close. So yeah, we're gonna have to circle back to that. If you guys have any idea of what this could be, let us know in the comment section down below. Also, I found a murder weapon, so I'll let you know if I find a body. It's day 5, no introduction needed. I'm cold, it's like 30 degrees, and I'm just gonna keep slaving away. All right, I'm trying to figure out whose tree this is. Here's the tree in my bucket. Here's the root. That one goes into the ground right there, but this one goes here, under the fence, all the way into the farmland. Is that his root or my root? Also, this is day 4, 5, 6, I don't know what day it is, but it's 30 degrees outside. Yesterday it was 70. This is a tank top wrapped around my face. I'm freezing. It's cold. It's cold out here. You see this? This is half of the roof. The other half
Still in the
there.
ground.
I'm not getting it. Day 5, we are rounding the corner on how much time we have left. We're at about 33 hours on the machine. And little did I know it, I was about to break this $30,000 excavator. Oh, Lord. I have got a leak and I don't know what it is, but I need a wrench. Ooh, fingers crossed. Okay, I might have been overreacting. It's not a line break or anything like that. I was gonna keep using it and just not use the thumb, but I don't think that's a good idea. So my trusty pliers did the trick. It was just a little bit loose. There was no breaks in the lines, thank goodness, because I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have known what to do. So tightened it up and it's time to go again. Day 6 started with a kick in my teeth, and at this point, I am absolutely fed up with this work. Here, yeah. No drip nozzle my butt. Dang it! At this point, because the clock is running out, all I'm doing is running around on all of the property and pushing over and collapsing any trees that are left standing. And obviously, you can tell by this clip, almost the entire property has been taken care of. It's cold. That's it for excavator work. Next, I'll borrow my father-in-law's tractor. I'm gonna push all of the brush into multiple different burn piles. I've only told a few people this, but I always wanted to be an operator, like heavy machine operator. I like the idea of just sitting and running the joysticks all day, but after this week, I don't know about that. Yesterday, it was like 70 degrees and I was wearing some skimpy little shorts and it felt great. And today, it is 39 degrees. I am freezing. No skimpy shorts for me. I'm a professional at putting in gas now. I got gas all over myself on the excavator. This is my father-in-law's Mahindra tractor. It's got a blade on the back for flattening dirt, obviously. I'm gonna be using that. Bucket on the front with forks so that I can pick up all the material without picking up any of the dirt, which is gonna be really useful. And then obviously a bucket for picking up dirt and filling holes. All right, so here's a view of the property from the street. This is probably the first time I've shown this. And just a reminder of what it looked like before we got the excavator. And here's the war zone that we have now. It does look kind of sad and grim, but it's obviously a work in progress. All right, now it's time to clean this mess up. Present me is hating past me because I kind of made a mess of this property. It would have been a lot better if I had taken my time with the excavator and made individual piles while I was pulling trees. But now I'm having to go through and try to navigate through all of this debris, which was really difficult. So difficult that at times it was easier to just get off the tractor and put it in the bucket by hand because there was so much little stuff laying everywhere. All right, I'm done for the day. I pushed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 or 8 piles together. You're starting to be able to see straight out to the road here, which, you know, is not the best for privacy. I had a conversation with the neighbor here the other day and he was like, "Are you sure that you want to take all the trees away?" And you know, I'm not like those people on TikTok that like instigate neighbor drama. So I actually left all the trees in the back corner that are near his property because if he was thinking about himself, then I want him to be comfortable. If he was just thinking about me saying, maybe you'll want your trees in the future, I appreciate that, but we're gonna get rid of all of them and then maybe plant something that we prefer. But if it was about him and his privacy, I left some trees for him. Ooh.
Not really wearing your farmer gear today.
I don't have any farmer gear.
No jeans, no cowboy hat.
As you can tell by my wardrobe, the weather has been bonkers. Anyways, this is the last day of piling that I'm gonna be doing before I burn all of this material. I know what you're thinking. Man, that was anticlimactic. I thought he was gonna pour gasoline on everything and light it up. Absolutely not. No way. This is a sketchy thing to do, and so I'm doing it as slow and safe as possible. I think this is probably the end of the video. I've been here for a couple of hours, and it's just slowly burning. It's popping and hissing, and everything is still pretty wet. So it's gonna take a while to get this one burned, and then that one, that one, that one. So it's gonna take me months probably to get this taken care of. It's a sad video to go out on wearing my wife's gardening gloves out here. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this content and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button, because this is only the second of hundreds of videos involving this property. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.